Welcome to the Eutaw Street Banter podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode here on the Eutaw Street Banter podcast. I'm Cody, and with me is my lovely wife, Emily. So thank you for joining our podcast today. We're spilling all the tea, as the young people would say these days. Shout out to Haley. My niece would hate that.
Probably.
So, we got some fun things planned today. As Emily's joining us, we let Elijah off the hook. I can't remember the last time he hasn't been on a podcast, so this will probably be the best one that's ever happened. Actually, yes, the last time that happened was about a year ago with our other co-host, Brad, and it was our largest, our highest viewed podcast ever. So we're gonna crush that.
So we have to beat Brad.
It should be fairly easy. Yeah. So, but no, we're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna get into some baseball news. I haven't done this in a while because this is normally Elijah's segment. As Emily doesn't know, she's probably never watched this podcast.
I do.
So let's dive right in. So some huge news that if you the only way you haven't heard this is if you've lived under a rock, and that is Rafael Devers, the DH now for the Boston Red Sox, was traded a couple days ago to the San Francisco Giants. They introduced him a few hours ago, or a few days ago, however long you've listened to this. And they introduced him, and a couple of funny things that he said was that he would play anywhere that the Giants asked, which is not what he did for the Red Sox, so that's totally different.
Because didn't he not want to play?
He did. He refused to play first, absolutely. And for a while he refused DH also. But anyway, so now the Giants, he's like, well, I'll play wherever you want. And then, so another fun thing that didn't happen at the press conference was they obviously the news was trying to figure out what he'd say about his old team, the Red Sox, and he refused to say anything, like literally anything. He declined to comment on anything involving the Red Sox, whether it be a good experience or bad experience. So that kind of just tells you how that kind of went.
And it was also, too, like, nobody knew.
It was pretty crazy.
Just shocking for everybody.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with that was if it got out that they were shopping him, I can't imagine how that would have went. Because it was already bad when he was on the team. But pretty crazy. I mean, so, like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, only because it's on literally everything, except probably ESPN. ESPN doesn't know baseball exists. Moving on. Nick Castellanos was benched on Tuesday for the Philadelphia Phillies, and this is one of my favorite things ever. Not because of Nick Castellanos, but because he was benched due to comments he made towards his head coach because they defensively replaced him in the 8th inning Monday night. So he was basically ignorant to his coach, and they benched him. Every 12-year-old needs to listen to this and realize that you're not better than it, because this guy's getting paid $100 million by the Phillies. He has 1 year left. But yeah, so the craziest thing was he was second in the MLB and longest active streak for most games played, most games started. And that was at 236. The only person above him is Matt Olson, who is on the Atlanta Braves. So 236, I guess probably tomorrow we'll restart back at 1.
If he plays.
I'm sure he will. It was pretty ironic because he does usually play outfield, and his outfield replacement made an error tonight, or on Tuesday night. So, anyway, another fun thing. This is another one where if you've had to have heard this, Shohei Ohtani pitched Monday night. That was his first time back in over a year. More than that, since he had Tommy John surgery. He pitched against the Padres Monday night. One interesting thing that I thought, he was a little sporadic with his location, which is totally normal when it comes to just getting back. But his velo was up, actually. So in 2023, the last time he pitched, his miles per hour was 96.8 miles per hour. And Monday night, was 99.1 miles an hour. So he's already throwing harder. So that's terrifying if you're any other team. The problem is they're going to have to slowly ramp him up, because he has to hit every night for the Dodgers. You can't really send him down for a few weeks. So I think for the next several weeks, they're going to probably do a few innings here or there. On Monday night, he pitched 1 inning I'd say that'll probably happen again. But that's the main reason he pitched one inning, though. He only threw 30 pitches in the first. So, yeah, so it's one of those things where I think you're going to see that. I think they're going to have a pitch limit, probably 30 pitches here or there, and start ramping them up slowly. It's just I've never seen this. Nobody's ever seen this, because probably the last time people pitched and hit was when they could care less about rehab starts. So, nobody really cared when Babe Ruth, needed a rehab start.
And they said that everyone at the Dodger Stadium was actually there on time.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Because they
crazy.
saw him pitch for the first time.
Yeah, because the Dodger fans always come like in the third inning.
So
yeah,
they
because
did say that.
yeah, that's hilarious. Another kind of big news, I guess you would say, the Red Sox, they lost one of the big power hitters, and one of their future power hitters, they're hoping, got his first career home run the other night, and that would be Roman Anthony. Red Sox rookie, and he's hoping to get things going, guys, because he is batting a .095. That's his batting average. Obviously, if Elijah was here, he'd give you 17 other averages. I'm only giving you that because that's all I truly care about. Because, it's funny how people get on the Orioles young guys because they're struggling coming out of the gate. But your top prospects that are coming up right now are also struggling out of the gate. Roman Anthony is one of the top prospects in all of baseball, but the top prospect in all of baseball is Jock Caglione. He is a prospect for the Kansas City Royals. He's batting a .213 right now, 0 home runs, 2 RBIs. And it's one of those things where it's not because these guys suck, right? It's just they're young. They're young. They're just getting their feet in the water here in the majors. And it's one of those things where it makes you, as an Orioles fan, well, it should make you as an Orioles fan, kind of see that, okay, this is normal, right? Because the Red Sox and the Royals have one rookie that's struggling. When you look at the Orioles lineup, I mean, we basically have, 3 or 4 at a time. So obviously there's going to be struggles when it comes to our lineup. It's just we hear top prospect, we hear what they're doing in AAA, and you want it like right now. And obviously that just doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen with other teams either. Very seldom do you see anybody come up and just dominate straight out of the gate. So pretty interesting. I mean, unless you're just crazy good. But I guess I don't know. Jack Caglione I think is crazy good, and he's struggling. Roman Anthony is a monster. He's struggling. So I don't see them guys struggling forever. A couple things I want to talk about really fast is this week started the All-Star voting, or I guess 2 weeks ago, started the All-Star voting, and that is begun. So make sure you get on there and vote for your Orioles. Jackson Holliday currently is second in all.
So exciting.
Yeah, he's second all of second baseman. So behind Gleyber Torres. You can't let Gleyber Torres win this. Mainly, I don't care that he's on the Tigers, mainly because he was a Yankee. We can't let that happen. And also, I think everybody on earth would rather want Jackson Holliday than Gleyber Torres. But
I don't know that name.
Yeah, go ahead.
We know Jackson.
Yeah, we know Jackson. Yeah, and what's crazy about it is Jackson Holliday, even at the beginning of this year, we didn't even know if he should be our second baseman or if he should start AAA. And he's one of our best hitters. Gunnar and Adley are both 7th in their categories. That's crazy. Ryan O'Hearn is first in the DH category.
Yeah.
That really opened up when Devers moved over to the National League. So have fun with that. But that's our news. I mean, like I said, we're not going to dive too deep into anything because obviously all I care about is Orioles. But I have shipped off a one job for Emily. And Elijah's famous trivia has been moved to Emily's favorite trivia.
Well, it's EJ. So
EJ, Elijah Jones, Emily Jones. All right. What you got, Emily?
All right. So my first one is, what professional baseball team did Walt Disney briefly have a stake in?
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Okay.
Boom! Let's go!
So part of the land deal of Disneyland, and later the Angels played in Anaheim Stadium.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Right.
I remember that happened because that's when they put like the brick features in the back and they started doing like aesthetics to the Angels stadium.
All right. I got
also that's when the Angels in the outfield came out. Boom. And that's Disney.
That is.
You're welcome. You're welcome, world.
All right. Another one about Disney. Which MLB team held spring training at Disneyland ESPN Wild World of Sports Complex?
Did they still do this?
No.
No.
Ended in 2019.
The Tampa Bay Rays?
No.
No, I don't know this. Is it in our division?
Yes. Not in like
is it in the? Okay, it's in the American League.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's not. It's okay. Okay, not the Yankees, not the Red Sox. Man, I know. Angels. Who?
the Atlanta Braves.
The Atlanta. Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
That was from 1997 to 2019.
Whoa, that's crazy.
So that's pretty cool.
That is really cool. I didn't know that.
All right, so that's enough Disney ones, but who became the first Orioles pitcher to record 2 games with at least 10 strikeouts in 5 or fewer innings? And that actually happened recently.
Charlie Morton.
Uncle Charlie.
Good old Uncle Charlie.
He struck out 10 Angels in the first 5 innings on June 14th, becoming the first pitcher in Orioles history with 2 such games in less than or equal to 5 innings. Which is pretty impressive.
Oh, it's very
for Charlie Morton.
It's very impressive, and that was all because he probably could have went longer. We're gonna talk about this in a little bit, but I mean they had a rain delay, so they kind of had to pull in 2-hour rain delay. Yeah. So.
All right, and then my last one. What rare feat did the 2024 Orioles achieve, tying a league record for the fewest double plays grounded into a season?
So is this players? What rare feat did?
How many?
Oh, okay. So there's a number.
Yes.
Okay.
In what? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Fewest double plays.
I don't know. Let's say I don't even know what good number would be. 37.
No.
What is it?
71. Only 71 double plays
setting a major league.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Full season. 2024 Orioles.
Wow. Oh, look at her. You know.
I know, right? It's so impressive.
That was good. That was good. I mean, Elijah only gives us 1.
I gave you
4 solid. Okay, 3 solid. You could pick
2 of them
I'm
for
kidding.
Disney.
I'm kidding. All right. Well, thank you. You've been awesome. All right. So one thing over the past week or so that the Orioles that's happened to the Orioles, okay, and that is that the Orioles have got a lot healthier. Thank God.
Praise Jesus.
Because it's definitely showing. Gary Sanchez, Cedric Mullins, and Jordan Westbrook all came back this week. That's sort of like trading for a top outfielder, a top third baseman, and a backup catcher. So that's pretty good.
And the backup catcher doing all.
Yeah, he's doing great. Yeah. The only bad part is, so the Orioles sent Heston Kjerstad down, which kind of stinks because I really do feel like he's starting to get it. I don't know. Maybe not. Amanda Rivera, they also sent down, who I think is one of our best platoon guys, but you can't keep him up there when you got Jordan Westbrook coming up. And sadly, Maverick Handley was also sent down. He's one of those guys that, as an Orioles fan, you start to love, only because of his story and kind of the good things you're hearing about him. But Gary Sanchez's bat plays way better. I mean, Maverick Handley was not hitting at all. So he kind of had to get sent back down. So obviously he'll be the first one back up if something happens to a catcher. Swear to God, though, that better not happen.
Make magic happen with Emily at Blue Crab Travel, your Disney vacation expert. Ready to experience the wonder of Disney? Let her help you plan the ultimate Disney getaway. Whether you're heading to Disneyland, Walt Disney World, or a Disney cruise, she has you covered. Emily can take care of custom Disney itineraries, tailored to your family's needs and preferences. She also can help find you exclusive discounts on Disney hotels, tickets, and packages. Imagine a stress-free vacation with hassle-free booking for accommodations, dining reservations, and fast passes. From character meet and greets to thrilling rides, Emily will make sure every moment is unforgettable. Email Emily Jones today at emilyjones@bluecrabtravel.com to start planning your dream Disney vacation.
So this is our favorite point of the podcast, okay? And everybody knows that is that last week's box scores. So normally this is super sad and that everybody wants to fast forward this. And we used to always tell people to just go ahead and fast forward this. But this is good news. I mean, we had a great week. Yes. So June 11th, the Orioles played the Tigers, and they beat the Tigers 10-1. Zach Eflin dominated. He goes 6 2/3 innings, only gives up 1 run. The bullpen, Aiken, Baker, and Soto go 2 1/3 innings and didn't give up 1 hit. So that's perfect. Julio Urias, who just came back, he homers. Westbrook came back. He homered, and Westbrook's homer really just blew the game open. They got 7 runs in the 7th inning, off of pretty much 1 reliever. So imagine being that guy. June 12th, the Tigers the Orioles also played the Tigers. This time, not so great. The Orioles came in and had to face Tarek Skubal, who is the best, in my opinion, the best pitcher in all of baseball. The Tigers beat the Orioles 4-1. Akins was the opener he did okay, but Dean Kramer was technically the starter, and he did good. He had one bad inning where he gave up 4 runs in the one inning, but he strikes out 8. The Orioles obviously faced Tarek Skubal, so this was a really difficult matchup for anybody. Dylan Carlson hits a home run in the 8th off of a reliever, but I mean the big story here is the Orioles had 4 hits, so. Not much.
4 runs.
Yeah. They 4 hits and they gave up 4 runs. Yeah, so they only got 1 run. But so I mean, not much to talk about there other than Tarek Skubal being Tarek Skubal. So he's dominated. The biggest thing was you had to make sure you won that game before the game prior to that. So and they did. Orioles come home and they play the Los Angeles Angels on June 13th. They win this game 2-0. The big story here, obviously, with 2 stories. It rained a lot. They had 2 separate rain delays. Charlie Morton goes 5 innings, strikes out 10, gives up no runs. He probably could have went more, but maybe God knew he was getting tired and decided to let it rain. So
In the rain.
thank goodness. So the Orioles, like I said, do win this game. The bullpen does great. No runs through 4 innings. Cano, Soto, and Baker pitched very well out of the pen. Felix shut the door. O'Hearn and Laureano homer. O'Hearn also had a double in this game, so O'Hearn kind of went through a mini. Yeah, he went through a mini slump, like not very much, like within probably the past 2 podcasts. He's out of it seems like, so he's doing great. He's been our best player this season. June 14th, the Orioles play the Angels again. We win 6-5. This is crazy because a lot of times when you see a game where a pitcher like Tomohiko Sugano, when they struggle, we lose those games. But he did struggle here. He goes 4 2/3, gives up 3 runs. The pen was shaky too. They give up 2 runs. The biggest story here is the Orioles have 11 hits and win behind the bats of Cedric Mullins and Sanchez, who they're just back. Like, so both of those guys, you just get them back and they're winning the game for you. So, Mullins and Sanchez homer in this game. That's your big news. Our lineup's getting healthy and it's looking great.
I think it's just the element of the like the clubhouse too.
Oh, sure.
I think with all of them being healthy and back to normal, I think it's huge.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense because I can't imagine every week one of your best players keeps getting hurt and you're supposed to compete. You know what I mean? And I don't know about you, but it seems like every time there's a big spot come up, Maverick Handley would be up to bat. And obviously that didn't work out, so I much, bases loaded, who do you want up? Gary Sanchez or Maverick Handley? I think you would choose, yeah. June 15th, the Orioles finished the sweep and beat the Angels 11-2. Scott Blewett, we just got him off waivers, or well, I guess, I don't know, off waivers, so a trade from the Braves. But Scott Blewett was the opener in this game. He does give up 2 runs. In my opinion, he only gives up 1 run. There was an inherited runner when Cade Povich came in. Cade Povich throws a wild pitch, and that runner scores. Technically, that runner was on base because of Scott Blewett, so it goes on him. But like I said, their goal is to get Cade Povich to go a little longer, so they had an opener for him. Cade Povich goes 3 2/3 innings, strikes out 4, no runs. Dominguez, Ketteridge, and Cano go 2 2/3 innings, gives up 0 runs, which was great. But yeah, the only problem here, guys, is Cade Povich gets put on the 15-day IL with left hip inflammation immediately after this game, right? Like a day after this game, but that sucks because we don't have much pitching. Urias, Westberg, and Gary Sanchez homer. The biggest news here is Gary Sanchez hits a grand slam in this game, which is pretty awesome. I mean, Gary Sanchez, we love seeing that. We could definitely use your bat all the time. So it might be one of those things where, if you remember last year, McCann would play a lot and Rutschman would play a lot also. So if I just think McCann, the difference with McCann was really good defensively, whereas Sanchez is not. But Sanchez can mash. And, I mean, Rutschman's hitting well, too, so we can't really...
I think they're kind of helping each other out, give each other, like, a break.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. June 16th, that's our... we go to Tampa, outside in a minor league ballpark. The Orioles lose to the Tampa Bay Rays 7-1. That was Eflin was going back to the place where where we got him from last year. Eflin really struggled. It was probably one of his worst games of the season. He goes 5 innings, giving up all 7 runs in this game. Rutschman homers in the 8th inning, but it really didn't mean much. It was 7-1. The Rays score in the first 5 straight innings. until Orioles manager decided to go get Eflin out of the game because, like I said, every inning Eflin was in there, the other team scored. So that sucked. One big piece of news here on June 17th, the Orioles were in the second game of the Rays series. Dean Kramer strikes out his 500th and 501 career strikeout. That's pretty awesome. So we've seen him kind of, as weird as it sounds, kind of grow as a pitcher in our eyes. We got him, I believe, in the Manny Machado trade from the Dodgers. So that was a win, I guess. Yeah. What? Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I can't remember. It was 2018, I think. So, and Calger also hits a bomb. So love seeing that. But yeah, so we got some fun things going. Hopefully, next week when we come back on here, that we'll have more good news about Orioles winnings. But let's move on to something fun that we've decided to get Emily in here for. Emily, along with me, since she's my wife, we go to a lot of Orioles games. So we've seen a lot of different Orioles players. We're going to do our all-time top 5 Orioles players. Pretty difficult, but also remember, she has a little bit of a female bias in her, so I apologize. Especially, I see one person that is just, if you have a wife and you're watching this, you can probably agree that yep, they probably all say that.
No, but you also have to clarify, though, too. I hate to say this, but prior to dating you, I was not an Orioles fan.
She was not.
So it is a 2014 as beginning of my Orioles top 5.
Right. Guys, I just want to let everybody know that we saved her from the evil doing of the New York Yankees. One of our things was why I would not marry her if she was a New York Yankees fan, and she begged and she said, I would do anything to marry you, and I will be an Orioles fan. So obviously that worked out for you,
Maybe. Still trying to get a World Series win.
Yeah, right. We're more.
But I will always be a Derek Jeter fan. That will be my top.
I don't mind that. Derek Jeter. All right, so we're going to start at 5 and work our way to 1. Emily, I want you to start this. Who is your 5th all-time favorite Oriole?
So I think out of the list that I did, I kind of started back in 2014 when we first started dating, because we went to a lot of games. I feel like we were in Baltimore a lot when we first started dating. But right now, I did my recent, and I think it'd be Adley Rutschman.
Yeah,
I just feel like I like his character. He's funny. And I feel like he's good for.
Yeah, I agree. If I was a parent who had a son and they needed to watch somebody that I kind of wanted them to be like, I would also choose Adley Rutschman. I think he's a class act. That's good. My number 5 is a guy that I feel like I respect more since he's kind of been gone than when he was there, because I was so indebted into the team, and but I respect everything he ever did for the Orioles, and even what he does now, and that is Adam Jones, number 10. Adam Jones. So I mean, that's one of the ones. I think when you think of certain periods of the Baltimore Orioles, I think you think of the 90s, you think of Ripken, you think of the early 2000s, you think of Brian Roberts, you think of the 2010s, you're going to always think of Adam Jones. I think that he's set himself as that team leader. Orioles don't normally have captains, but that would have been our captain.
I feel like he was the clubhouse person that would get everybody on board. I remember when they used to do the pies and the face.
That was fun.
That was the best. Who was gonna get it? He was the jokester and stuff, and I too, like you said, he comes back and he's the Mr. Splash, or he's coming back and doing a lot of things for the clubhouse.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. Yeah. All right. Who is your number 4?
I gotta go Trey Mancini.
Yeah.
I just feel like he's just a good guy, and I feel like with everything that he's been through, and even when he was with the Astros.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, he was us.
Yes, he went to the Astros and was in the World Series. We were cheering him on.
World Series for them.
So I feel like with him and everything, I feel like he was a good human.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of a good human, Trey Mancini, I have a cool story with him. Is I'm a baseball coach, and one of the kids I coach is a huge Astros fan. Super sad to hear that, but anyway, no, I'm kidding. So he's a huge Astros fan, and he was at a baseball tournament, or he was at a baseball tournament in Houston, and he's staying near where the Houston Astros play because I believe they had a game. They're doing something with. Okay. So he comes out of the hotel room and he has a Houston Astros shirt on. A lady walks up to him and says, "Hey, are you a huge Astros fan?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's my favorite team. It's always been, and all this." And the lady goes, "Well, my son plays for the Astros." And he goes, "Oh my gosh, does he?" And he goes, "What's his name?" And she goes, "Have you ever heard of Trey Mancini?" And this kid, though, is like, he's like baseball fan times 1,000. Like, he knows everything about baseball. He's very good. And so anyway, so he goes, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm from near Baltimore. This kid lives in Maryland." And so she pulls out cards that Trey Mancini signed out of her purse and hands him like 3 or 4 cards of Trey Mancini. Yeah, and then to tell you what this kid is like, so this kid gets a lot of stuff like that. Like, so what I mean by that is a lot of grace and a lot of good things happen to this kid because he's a great kid. But he comes home, he knows that I'm a huge Orioles fan, a huge Trey Mancini fan, and what's he do? He gives me one of the 3 signed Trey Mancini cards. So Matt, if you're listening, thank you so much. So, but yeah, so like that just kind of tells you the character that he was brought up with and why he is such a good person. Is because it seems like his mother is also an amazing person. My number 4 is because I just said his name a few minutes ago. My number 4 favorite player is second baseman for the Baltimore Orioles, Brian Roberts.
Broadcasting last
Yeah, he is broadcasting. He's doing awesome. Brian Roberts is one of my favorite players of all time. Mainly because the Orioles, when he was there, was awful. And he was our like bright spot. You would go to an Orioles game just to see Brian Roberts. That's really the only reason. And it's kind of sad because his jerseys have kind of fizzled out because of the 2010s era. And people seem to forget how good Brian Roberts was. He had stolen base records. He had games played record. I mean, just awesome. At the end of his career, he started getting injury risk. I'm letting go what he did to the Orioles at the end, and that's because the Yankees signed him for like half a season. So, yeah, that's okay, Brian. I forgive you. But Brian Roberts is my number 4. Who's your number 3?
JJ Hardy.
That's funny. I'm going to say it too. He's my number 3 also. Jay Hardy, one of our favorite Orioles of all time. I remember, when I'm trying to impress as a boyfriend, my mom luckily owns a screen printing company, and she made a T-shirt jersey, legally, obviously.
Orioles.
Yeah. So, but yeah, JJ Hardy, what a classy dude. He's one of those guys that I feel like if you weren't there, it kind of watched those Orioles, you forget that he played. But the whole stands would cheer every time he came up, like the chant of J Hardy.
I feel like I see like Elijah always saying it when we go.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he does it the best.
Yeah. But what a great shortstop that we had for such a long time.
I feel like he'd be such a good coach.
Oh man, absolutely. He does coach with us during spring training, so that's pretty awesome. Who's your number 2?
Joey Rickard.
This is the one, guys. Joey Rickard,
outfielder.
Yeah,
he was my favorite,
yeah.
And then we got rid of him.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got rid of him, and so did all of Major League Baseball. Yeah,
I don't know. I just liked him.
I mean, everybody did. No, seriously though, I mean, you like the blue collarness and the work ethic that Joey Rickard gave. Like he also done a baseline at all times. He played wherever you wanted to play him, and he was always ready to go. So obviously, I need.
He is a good one. We should have kept him, but we didn't.
It's fine. My number 2, I'm going to get off track of what probably some young people even know. My number 2 is BJ Surhoff. He was one of my favorite Orioles of all time. He was a utility guy, mainly outfielder for the Orioles. He was probably one of my first jerseys I ever got. T-shirt jersey, that is, because my parents weren't buying me a jersey. But BJ Surhoff, what a stud. And that was, especially in the 98 season when the Orioles were crushing, he was also just a monster. He makes you just happy. You know what I mean? Because that was such a fun time. Probably not so much in the Orioles, but it was as a 9-year-old. You know what I mean? It's your favorite Oriole. Who's your number 1? I like this answer.
Darren O'Day.
Yeah, I like Darren O'Day. Yeah, Darren O'Day, one of the best relief pitchers for the Orioles that we've had. What's crazy about Darren O'Day is very seldom do you see a guy have such a fan base who is just a middle relief pitcher.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just felt like it was just
Absolutely.
Always come in, and everyone was just so excited to see him pitch. So I feel like
Yeah.
it was so nice when we went to the Orioles fan fest.
Oh yeah, Orioles.
And we met him and stuff.
Yeah, Orioles. We need to get back on that because you met Darren O'Day. Did you meet JJ Hardy too?
And Joey Rickard.
And Joey, did you?
I think.
I don't know. I know.
No, I know Darren O'Day.
I know I would have paid money for you to meet. Yeah. I paid money for the other
And
guys.
JJ Hardy, I think so.
JJ, yeah. Yes.
That was fun.
Zach Britton.
Yes.
Zach Britton.
Zach Britton.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, or Darren O'Day. That's a good one. He, like I said, it was kind of sad when we traded him because you knew that when we traded him, then we traded Scope, then we traded Machado. It's just.
It was like that, like whole group. I was like,
the whole fan base group. Yeah. My number one is what should be every Orioles fan, and that is Cal Ripken Jr. He is obviously my favorite because I grew up in the 90s, and he was the Oriole. So he was Mr. Oriole. He won a World Series his rookie year, and sadly, never won again. Never got to the World Series again. What's crazy about that is the Orioles actually had a better team in the future, which is in 1998 or 97. Okay, don't judge me. I'm having a brain fart here, but and obviously we didn't make it to the World Series, and then so just weird, But Cal Ripken obviously breaks the record for most games played when games started. Nick Castellanos doesn't look like you're going to do that now, but yeah. So he's obviously my number one favorite Oriole. I would highly ask everybody that send a comment on who's your favorite Oriole that you can think of. You can give us a top 5, top 3, top 1, whichever one you want. It would be awesome if it's not one that we picked. One major one I put an asterisk beside, probably because he deserves an asterisk. He would definitely be in my top 5 if he played for the Orioles long, and that's Sammy Sosa. All right, he only played for the Orioles for like a year and a half. But as growing up in that era, nothing was cooler than watching just dudes mash home runs. I know steroids, I get it, but I didn't care. I was a kid. Who cares? So, but when the Orioles traded for Sammy Sosa and seeing number 21 in right field, I'll never forget. I'll never forget my mom and dad getting me tickets to that game, to a game where he was, playing right field. And about 10 minutes before the game started, he got scratched and he didn't play. And Jay Gibbons played right field. You know who Jay Gibbons is, right? She doesn't. No, but a lot of people don't know who Jay Gibbons is. He did lead the Orioles in home runs for like 3 years, but then he got called to steroids. So, yeah, gosh. I mean, a lot of people forget about the whole steroid era, but I mean, I guess we could have had a few more Orioles take them. We had Larry Bigby. I think Larry Bigby got caught. I think Jay Gibbons. Sammy Sosa got caught before. Too bad we didn't get Sammy Sosa on steroids. That would have helped us. That would have been
maybe
Rafael Palmeiro. I think Rafael Palmeiro still says he didn't take it. So I don't know if he did or not. I guess you can talk to him. Rafael Palmeiro is on the phone. No, just kidding. He's not on the phone. But anyway, moving on. So what? Who else?
Ryan Ripken.
Ryan Ripken's on the phone. We know you didn't take it. We actually, nor did your dad, because your dad looks the same. Cal Ripken looked the same his whole career, and
And now he's helping run.
Yeah, thank goodness. What a good call. I mean, it's funny how we talked about Adam Jones and Cal Ripken, and both of them work in the Orioles system now. So love seeing that. But yeah, definitely leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Also, please like and subscribe to us. Remember, we are on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. So please give us a subscribe, give us a 5-star, whatever you need to do to help us climb the boards there and make it easier for other Orioles fans to follow us and find us. If you want to kind of follow us on social media, remember, we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on X, we're on all of it. So make sure you follow us on that, leave a comment, have a little bit of fun. If you want to, message us and let us know if you have any ideas on what you want us to talk about. You can also email us at eutawstreetbanter@gmail.com. But thank you so much for being on the show. I hope you had fun. Yeah, I mean, she didn't totally crush it. Crush our podcast, because obviously we don't, she's my wife and you just never know what she's going to do. If your husband,
pretty good.
You did great. Seriously, you did great. She even got the little baseball headband on. She went full. Yeah, so I expect Elijah, step up. Thank you all for joining us on another episode here on the Eutaw Street Banter podcast. And truly, thank you. We will see you next week, hopefully with more good news. Thank you. Bye.
Have a great day.